If you don't tell me, I assume that you all understood.
No,
Partially understood. No, ma'am, it understood.
Okay. Okay. Shilpa Shanbag didn't understand. How about other Shilpa? Shilpa, you understood?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Karthik, Sagar, you understood?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. See, it's very simple. So quantum. Quantum means it's a packets of atoms. We all know that, right? We are all made up of with atoms and protons and molecules. So when you just break your cells and molecules, what is left is atoms. And every atom is, when the physicists checked, it is 99% energy and only 1% matter, a solid. But rest is, in every cell, we have 52 trillion cells, not 1, 2. So now we are all packets of quantum. So quantum means it's just the energy. So in this quantum physics, what this physicist will do is, so they did a research, which is a double slit experiment. Double slit experiment is, if they put a one kind of a slate with a one, kind of a one hole, that is a one slit. But if they placed a plate with two slits, it's a double slit. So they have did an experiment how these atoms, how these water waves is actually working when we do this experiment. So first, they tried by sending the balls. So it didn't create any interference with one slit and with a second slit also. Then they thought, okay, let's check with the waves. So when they put a double slit, the water got interference, beautiful interference. You saw it's a beautiful pattern has appeared, which means it is collaborating with other wave and creating a beautiful interference. And then they started checking with the light as well. Okay, with one slit and two slits. When they checked with the light, a rays of light has been projected in that double split to that board, blackboard. What happened is they started seeing multiple lines. But it only two slits. According to the science, when you are putting one slit, only one interference should happen. And if it is two slits, only two patterns should appear. But why multiple? What is happening? Are you guys getting it now?
Yes, ma'am.
So ideally, only for two slits, two holes, it should happen only two patterns. But why multiple? What is happening? So they didn't get understood. So they got confused. Why it is happening like that? So then they thought like, okay, let's keep one camera. Let's keep one camera and see what happens. So then they placed one camera and they started projecting that light. When they put that camera, this atom has understood the rays. This light of a rays is in the form of atoms. So it understood and it is not creating a interference. Previously, when it is not observing, what is happening is one atom is coming through that double slit and creating multiple atoms and creating a multiple patterns. But when the camera was projected, the atom understood. The little atom understood that, okay, somebody is watching me. Now I need to behave what they think. They are thinking that only two slits are there and I should be projecting only on the two slits. So this is what the expectation of the camera. This is the expectation of the idea of putting the camera. So when this atom understood that somebody is observing, then they behave in a different way. Are you guys getting it? So here, what is happening? The thought is, okay, no multiple patterns, but only two patterns. This is the idea, thought that they have. And according to the thought of the camera, the atom has changed its structure. It's a very, very powerful experiment to tell us how our thoughts create our reality. Now, did you all understood quantum physics? The double slit experiment.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you understood this only, then you will be able to understand the law of attraction, how it works. It's so simple. But if you, why I'm showing this? It's because decades, 4 decades, 5 decades of your life, you have been programmed. Okay, it is our life goes based on the destiny. So we cannot create what I want. Now to rewrite this, we are exactly going opposite to our brought up and conditioning. It is actually very difficult to reprogram. It's not so easy for us to reprogram you, even though we are doing it in a very easy way. But what we are trying to do is, we are convincing your subconscious mind that, see, this is a science is telling. This is not a philosophy. This is not a Vedanta, which I'm telling you. Of course, even though which I tell the Vedanta, but I am attaching the science to convince your subconscious mind. Now you get a conviction. Oh, my thoughts create my reality. Now I should be careful about whatever I think. Now I'm going to only think about the positive aspects of life. All is well. I'm divinely guided. I'm divinely protected. Things are going to be taken care. When we have this idea, then life is going to be really easy. Are you getting it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Karthik, Shilpa Shanbag, Sagar.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Shilpa, I suggest you to sit in a no disturbance place. Focus, because this is very important. If you miss it, you
Ma'am,
will.
I am sitting in this. There is no anything.
Not
ma'am.
you, Shilpa Shanbag.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. This is very, very important subject. So once you understand that, now you need to be very careful. Okay, whatever your thoughts are, you should be aware of your thoughts. You should become conscious. The more you become conscious of your thoughts, then you know how to handle those. Whenever negative thought comes, you say, these are the, phrases or the hacks that you can use not to manifest that negativity. What number one is, 3 times you can use cancel statement. Just say cancel. So this is canceling whatever you thought negatively. And another thing is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. So you are again doing a shift delete from your subconscious mind. You wrongly thought about someone. You wrongly scolded yourself that I'm an idiot. So what do? I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. 3 times, done and dusted. So that you don't manifest. Because you know, right, we manifest positive things, we manifest negative things. When you want to live a good life, lead a good life, why you want to manifest negative things? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? So let's manifest only the good things. Let's manifest only the happy things so that we can lead a good life. So it is fine that to get a negative thought, because that is how we have programmed for so many decades. Now what we can do is just cancel this. Okay, or you can use cut, 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 cut. These are the statements that you can use. You can use cut statement, you can use cancel statement, or you can use ho'oponopono, 4 phrases which I've told. So you need to note down it. See, I can go on express, but you need to note down somewhere, and you need to make a note of it, and you need to use. So your job is to only think on what you want, what you focus on, only what you want, not on what you don't want. Getting it? And I will tell you what kind of model that we follow. Most people, either they follow manifestation, or they follow who am I, which is going deeper into the subject of spirituality and renouncing everything. Renouncing means, leaving everything. Okay, I don't want assets, I don't want family, I don't want anything. So that is a renunciation. And either people go on only on science, or either people go on habits. Nowadays we are seeing people create habits, but ours is a hybrid model. It's a combination. First we understand who we are, how much potential that we have as a spirit, and who we are, which is soul, as a spiritual being in this human body. We came here to experience a human life. This is the ground rule. This is very, very important, 90%. And then we also create whatever we want, because this body, it is our responsibility to provide food, shelter, everything, whatever it is required. That is our dharma. And we are doing our dharma, and it is right. We don't have to go through the suffering. Okay. That is creation part of it. And how do we create? Since we don't believe all these things, the philosophy and the creation part, we use neuroscience, quantum physics to convince our subconscious mind. And then we are creating a habit science, which is every day we are practicing it again and again and again and again, even though it is boring, but still we are doing it. Why? To become master of it. And also with this, all this knowledge in the weekends, so you are empowering yourself. So I am using this unique method of teaching so that you can easily get whatever the desires that you wanted to have. So are you all understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I?
Yes, ma'am.
Creation part of it, neuroscience and quantum physics, habit science, 4 steps. 4 steps for leading a happy, peaceful, and abundant life. Most people, they think that having a desires in spirituality is wrong. If you have desires, you will have a rebirth, and if you have a desires, you cannot get into peaceful state. That's all. It's all bullshit. It's not correct. It's not right. Okay. So because launching rockets of desires is natural. That's what Abraham says. It's very natural. We all have a desire. Having a food is also desire for the body. You cannot say that I cannot breathe, I don't want to breathe, I don't want to eat. That is also desire. Then why you are having a desire? Having a no desire is like we have to become like Ramana Maharshi. He didn't add any desire, like no food, no water, nothing. So he completely, see, that is a kind of a different state. That not everybody can achieve that kind of a state, because they come into the planet Earth not to live a life, but to teach us. So they are a different personality. We should take inspiration, but we should not behave like them. That is going to be dangerous for our life. We as a human beings, as spiritual beings in this body, our dharma is to live the life the way we wish to live. And once we overcome all these things, then in the next life we can come as a teacher and we can live like that, renouncing the body needs, everything. But that is going to be a tough journey. You don't have to go through such a tough journey to just to get that moksha enlightenment. I don't suggest. Enlightenment should be easy, peaceful. Easily you can get it. You don't have to go through it. That was a old process. A long time, maybe 100 years back, 5,000 years back, people are doing it. Okay, God bless them. But now we do not have to go through such a hard, typical process. Even at your doorstep in your bedrooms, you are getting the enlightenment. You have to be really, really grateful. For us and all, we didn't get like this. No Zoom calls, nothing. We have to travel to different places and used to beg the mentors, like gurus, like, please teach me, please teach me. Used to wait for hours and hours just to listen few words from them. Even for 1 minute of talk, we used to wait hours and hours. That is a kind of a struggle which we had it. But nowadays we are telling, but most people are not even ready to listen. But it's okay. Whoever is ready, they will listen. Whoever is not ready, it's okay. Still, we will bless them. So are you all understanding what kind of modality that we follow? First, you need to understand what model we follow. Getting it, guys?
Pencil.
To play a beautiful video where we are going to understand the neuroscience, science behind the creation, science behind our thoughts, how the thoughts create our reality, from Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's a neuroscientist. He's a great teacher. So he did a research on himself, and he's doing this study teachings from more than 30 years. And at the age of 26, in the bike accident, he broken his spinal cord, and doctor said he need to go through the surgery, otherwise he will be paralyzed. But since he is a neuroscience graduate, he felt like, okay, now it's the time to implement my knowledge, whatever I know it, and I'm not going to get the surgery, but I'm going to heal myself naturally. With the power of his thought, you don't believe, the broken bones has formed naturally in the matter of 12 weeks. So if that can happen, anything can happen in this planet Earth. Your weight loss, height gain, anything is possible. Cancer, or many patients, many people cured their cancer. Any miracles can happen. If a person can form of broken bones without any medication, zero treatment, you understand the kind of a thought power. So every one of us has that power. Our thoughts has a power. Are you all excited? Yeah? To learn
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, great.
Yes.
Today is more of science subject. Great.
About energy that's so outside of normal. But the arousal isn't coming from fear, which normally creates arousal. It's not coming from aggression, which normally creates arousal. It's not coming from pain. They are running into information. They're running into something profound, and the arousal is creating ecstasy. People come to our work for all kinds of reasons. Some people, like you said, have health conditions. Some people want to create a new job, a new career, a new relationship. Some people are craving a mystical experience. Some people just want to understand life from a different perspective. And I think science has become the contemporary language of mysticism. I think it's science that demystifies the mystical. And if you can combine a little quantum physics with a little neuroscience, with neuroendocrinology, with psychoneuroimmunology, the mind-body connection, epigenetics, all of those sciences point the finger at possibility. And if you talk about religion, if you talk about culture, if you talk about tradition, even spirituality, I notice that you divide an audience. But science, in a sense, creates community. So people come for all kinds of reasons. And what I've learned in the last year or so is that what people really want is wholeness. Because when we want something, we're in separation or in lack, right? And so when we started experimenting with doing different scientific measurements, one of the things we started to notice is that when a person somehow connects to something greater, and that has a influence on their nervous system, the side effect is that they feel so whole, so rejuvenated in that moment, so blessed by life in that moment from an inner experience that it's impossible for them to want. I mean, how can you want when you feel whole, right? And so when we started looking at heart coherence and we saw this tremendous changes in people's ability to be able to sustain a state of mind, a feeling in their heart for an extended period of time, we have data to show you could be sick and do that. You could be a vegetarian and do that. You could be a carnivore and do that. You could be rich, you could be poor. And it doesn't, if you're skinny, overweight, doesn't matter. Once you learn that skill of self-regulation and being able to experience a greater level of wholeness, that if you can create from wholeness instead of separation or lack, you can produce greater effects on the nature of reality. So we came from singularity, and when you're oneness or when you're source, there's no separation between cause and effect. Your thoughts create experiences when you're in oneness. We journey down the density, and now we're really separate from source. And so what happens between cause and effect is called time. So we're here now to prove to ourselves that the divine lives in us. So why not practice shortening time or the interval between cause, the thought, and the effect, the experience? And when you start seeing something appear in your life as a result of you at cause, you start getting more kind, more caring, more loving, more conscious, more present, because you feel more whole. And so people in our work come for a lot of reasons, and yes, they have challenges and health conditions. But instead of wanting to heal, I want them to learn the formula on how to heal. I want them to learn the formula on how to create reality. I want them to learn the formula that there is a door to other dimensions that they can create independent of any exogenous substance and release latent systems in the brain that causes them to realize they're not a linear being living a linear life. They're a dimensional being living a dimensional life, and it only takes one of those experiences where you have an alteration in your identity that you can't go back to being the same person again. Now, the game changes now, because I've seen this so many times when that person runs into the divine, and there's an arousal that takes place in their nervous system. And I'm not talking about a little energy. I'm talking about energy that's so outside of normal. But the arousal isn't coming from fear, which normally creates arousal. It's not coming from aggression, which normally creates arousal. It's not coming from pain. They are running into information. They're running into something profound, and the arousal is creating ecstasy. The arousal is creating bliss. The arousal is so profound. The feeling that they're having isn't coming from anything out there. Mm-hmm. It's coming somehow from within them. And they get a taste of that, and they're less seduced by the outer world. They know where to get it. And now they have a romance with the divine. They have a date with the divine every day, because the process of creation in connecting to that field should be ecstatic. the process of healing another person should be bliss, because you need to connect to that field and create from the field instead of from matter. So there's so much cool research that changes our mind about that, because it's not matter that's emitting a field. It's the field that's creating matter. You teach people to change the field. You change the field, you change matter. And understanding that is a reversal in navigating in a realm beyond space and time. That once you can get beyond your attention on your body, get beyond your attention on different objects and people and things at certain times and places in your environment, no longer anticipating the next moment or living in the past, when a person can get transcendental beyond their identity, they start passing through an eye of the needle. And that is their connection to that unifying field, that invisible field of energy that actually is connecting everything physical and material. And you can't use your senses when you're there. In fact, when you are there, there's a whole nother set of rules to execute in. There's no place to go. How could you go if there's no space? If there's no space, there's no time. Every thought has a frequency, and being able to create from that place is why we're here. And so then, when you see a person feel whole, and we measure their oxytocin levels, it's not just a little oxytocin. The oxytocin is 200 times normal, and oxytocin signals nitric oxide. And nitric oxide signals a chemical called endothelial-derived relaxing factor, and that causes the arteries in your heart and your lungs to literally open up. And just like your sexual organs get engorged with energy and fluid and blood, when that center is aroused, with the same intensity, you have a fullness in your heart. It's physiological.
The worst piece of advice you could give to a first-generation entrepreneur or to a family business owner.
And when oxytocin is released, it's impossible to hold a grudge. You cannot hold a grudge, because you wouldn't want to trade this feeling by judging another person. You wouldn't want to trade this feeling for any condition in your environment. And this is the beginning of unconditional. This is the beginning of our divinity. So when you have all this energy in your heart and oxytocin levels are elevated, this is a different consciousness. Now, the only thing you want to do is give. You want to say, I feel so amazing, and I want you to feel the way I feel. So here, I'll give this to you. So now people come to our work to help others. People come to this work because they're not so interested in the material things, although if it got them here, and they learn the formula and they learn how to create, once you get that, now that game's over. Now you want to make a difference. You want to leave a legacy. You want to contribute. You want to help somebody. And we bring children in at the end of the event, and we heal them of really serious health conditions. And we have really profound and prestigious universities in the United States saying, what in the heck are you guys doing? Like, we want to come and study this because it's so phenomenological. Now you're being a part of something great. So yeah, it may be the sports car, it may be the new relationship, it may be healing your body, but then when that happens, now what? What are you going to do now?
Exactly.
I mean, what are you going to do when you have everything? What are you going to do now? The next thing is, how am I going to make a difference? We're wired to care for one another, to be kind to one another, to heal one another, to shine for one another, so to show other people they can shine. That's what the living organism does when they're not in fear. They're not in aggression and hatred and prejudice and all those things that create division. So when that person runs into that experience of the divine and their brain goes into an aroused state of gamma, they're getting a biological upgrade. I can guarantee you that some health condition will be eliminated because they just ran into wholeness, and their body will become more whole. So they could do all the diets, all the chemotherapy, all the nutrition, everything, and they're handling that health condition matter to matter. And when you change that, anything in your life matter to matter, there's a long space between cause and effect, between thought and experience. It's sometimes so long you forget what your dream was. Mm-hmm. But when you run into it and you produce an immediate effect, now you're doing it in no time. It's happening in the moment. And if you can capture that, and you see the brain go into these elevated states of coherent gamma patterns, 200, 300, 400, 500 standard deviations outside of normal. That person can't make their brain do that. That's a subjective experience that we're capturing objectively. And we say to that person, what was that? And it's ineffable. They don't have the words to describe what a mango tastes like. They don't have the words to describe what the divine is. You got to just experience it.
And now it's time for our daily Complete the Quotes challenge. If you're new to this, your job is to
Did you understood? You understood or not? Shilpa Shanbag, Sagar.
Yes.
What did you understood?
Not completely, but yeah, some neuroscience and some subject about how it controls our thoughts and all. I understood.
So I'll make it very simple to you what he said. He is talking about the energy. So we already know that we are 99.99% energy. Only 0.001% matter, which is physical body. The physical body is very, very less, but the energy is more. The energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can be only transferred. And you cannot touch this energy. You cannot feel this energy as well. Can you see your soul? No, you cannot
No,
see it.
ma'am.
It's like energy. See, current, we can use it. I can use the bulbs, but I cannot touch the current. If I touch it, I will die. It's like an energy. You are understanding, right? We can use the electricity, but we cannot see the electricity. But it doesn't mean that if you don't see the electricity, it's not there. That's a false idea, right? Its only thing is I'm not able to see it in the physical eyes. Same way, we are the energy. We are the divine. The date with destiny, the date with divine is every day you are joining, right? Morning and night, and now these classes. So you are trying to connect. You are having a date with your divine, your soul. So instead of you giving me reasons that, okay, I have this, that, now you need to feel that, okay, now I'm going to feed my soul. And I'm going to make my divine happy. Because only your divine is going to be with you forever, not your friends, not your soulmates, not your partner or friends and kids, and nobody will come. Only your divine is going to be with you forever and every single time, every single second. So your divine is very powerful and important, but we lose this connection. We don't have any connection with our soul. We don't spend some time to understand who we are, to understand, okay, what do I really like? What do I really enjoy? Who am I? Why I came to this planet Earth? What am I capable of? Why I'm having this issue? How can I overcome it? We never pay attention to that. So the consequences is misery, suffering, health issue, financial issues. So in the neuroscience, what happens is epigenetics, all this quantum physics, they complicate actually, to be frank with you. I have studied neuroscience, quantum physics, epigenetics, all Vedanta, everything. But what I have found out is simple is best. And our ancient people already taught as a simple teachings. And more than anything else, Abraham teachings, law of attraction is very, very, very simple. And simple is easy to understand and implement. They use different terminologies like, okay, oxytocin and serotonin, dopamine, and different fluids, so many things, arousal, all those things. But the idea is joy is the key. When you are really joyful, you connect with your divine. So every day we need to at least dedicate 30 minutes to 1 hour or 2 hours based upon your availability. Close your eyes. You have to become no thing, no place, no time. So that is energy. So when you just focus on your breath and try to connect with your divine, where you are having a date. So we wanted to spend some time with our partner, children and in-laws and parents, with everyone, customers, business, job. What about you? The divine you? Not spending, due to which suffering. So when we spend this quality time with ourselves, spending quality time is absolutely simple. Close your eyes, just focus on your breath. Slowly, you go out of your thoughts. Thoughts will reduce and you connect with your soul, energy, divine energy, and your divine will guide you. And only your soul can help you to overcome your problems. And changing matter to matter is difficult, which means using mind is a matter. You're using your brain, writing, all these things, of course, it is good, but it takes longer time to see the changes outside. This is the biggest mistake which most people do, is they try to change from matter to matter. They are trying to do it from the physical body, mind, brain. These are all matter. It's a solid form. When you are trying to change from matter, it takes a longer time. But when you are trying to do it from the quantum field, this energy, divine, how long it takes the divine? Seconds, seconds, seconds. It's so quick, so fast. But that is a self-regulation. It's a skill. It's like a sadhana, skill. It's not that immediately you can get access to the soul and the miracles will happen. It is a practice. The more and more we practice it, the more and more we get connected with our soul. And that's where the magic happens. We think it will happen. You think it will happen. That's why this is the important skill. I spent more than 30 lakhs on getting this skill. Again and again and again, I'm learning why. It is definitely going to help me to create whatever I wanted to achieve. I spend most of my time on learning only, learning and implementing it. So I want you all to master this skill. The more and more you connect with yourself, more miracles will happen. But if you feel I'm getting bored, it's not going to happen, all those things, your manifestations will take time. So this is very simple neuroscience. So whatever your focus, whenever you think a thought, you're creating one neuron in your brain. You're creating one neuron. And again, you thought about it, that neuron will fire together, wire together. And it becomes a hardwire, like a cement road. So the mud road is not so powerful. Cement road is like very powerful. So the more and more you focus on one thing, it becomes a hardwire, and that will get manifested very easily. So this is a habit creation. That's why we are telling, okay, write your goals, write your prosperity story. Why we are telling? We are creating a new neurons. The old neurons are there, which is, okay, I'm in lack, I don't have money, I don't have a good relationship, I don't have good health. This is the old neurons. Now we are not using those neurons. How? If you're not thinking on those lines that I don't have this, then that means those neurons will lose the momentum. It lose the connection. So the new neurons will fire and that will get activated. The old one will break the connection. So now you understood how your thoughts create your reality. Shilpa,
Yes, ma'am.
Shanberg, Sagar.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it's clear, right? How is today's
Yes, ma'am.
session?
Yes, yes.
Is it
Wonderful,
powerful?
ma'am. Yes. Powerful.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I want to show this to you guys because to convince your subconscious mind. So one small video which I'm going to play to you guys. So he's from Japan, Dr. Masaru Emoto is a Japanese scientist. So he did the research on water and he started giving some of the phrases and he checked how this is going to impact our reality. Just check it out. So you understood. So Dr. Masaru Emoto did a research on water, how our thoughts and emotions create has any effect on water. So he took the glass of water with that and he started giving some phrases like thank you, evil, eternal. So when he gave the different words based on the word thank you, it has a beautiful structure. Evil, it has a very bad structure. Eternal has a beautiful structure. Peace has a beautiful structure. You disgust me has a bad structure. So here he understood that, okay, our thoughts and emotions has a huge impact on water. That's why I said, even the food that you eat, the water that you consume has a huge impact in your day-to-day life. That's why when we are cooking, we should not cook with anger, frustration, sorrow, misery. When we eat that, immediately it will get disturbed. So Actually, I didn't do research kind of it, but it happened, then I understood. So 3 days back, I was in Tamil Nadu, and we didn't find any breakfast, so it was a village. So finally, we found one small shop. Usually, I don't eat it wherever it is, but because my brother is feeling so hungry, not Mohan, another brother. So we thought, okay, we'll take, and that too, it's very simple, very basic idli chutney. That's all. And somehow that environment was not so great. It's kind of very small hut kind of it. And the energy was, it's not nothing to do with the hut, it's to do with the energy of that person. That lady was not so positive, and she's kind of living in a poverty, living in that negative thoughts. So that moment, okay, we had it, just 2-3 idlis, and we came. You don't believe it. Usually we don't fight it at all. After 2-3 hours, suddenly the fight came in between three of us, me and my brothers. So my parents got mad. Like, we all the time we are so close. Why the fight is happening? Then I understood. Okay, it is the impact of the food. And then I did a forgiveness, hoponopono. Then it became a normal like this. So I observe. That's why I really doesn't like to eat wherever it is. So I'm very, very specific on the food and the water which I drink it. I carry my own water bottle, to 20 liters of water bottle wherever I go. So I'm so specific. Why? It's because it will impact immediately. That's why we need to be really careful when we are cooking. When we are cooking, before you cook, please meditate, and tell your spouse also to be calm, to meditate, relax, and give the positive intention that this food is going to make my family healthy, prosperous, peaceful, joyful, healthy. That is good. If they are not doing that, don't worry. Take the plate of food or the water, you sprinkle the magic, which is thank you for this food, and whatever the negative energy is, please remove it off and only restore the positivity. This food is going to make me peaceful, joyful, happy, abundant, healthy. So you can give the intention in unavoidable cases, and you can eat that food. So you have to be really, really careful with your thoughts. Okay, with the water, with the food, with the bed which people use. So I'm very, 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 very specific. So, but when we go out, it's not possible. We have to use the hotels, everything, but we can use that energy, remove that little negative energy, and we can, but still it will affect. That's why spiritual gurus, they don't stay in hotels. Rather, they prefer to stay in, the disciples' home, because that is little safer. So everything is energy. What I mean to trying to say is, so the intention should be positive. Everything should be positive and good. Then life is going to be easy. But when everything is messy kind of it, life is going to be really clumsy and messy. So don't make your life complicated. Make it really, really simple. Instead of ordering from the Swiggy and Zomato, at least cook upma. If you can't cook upma, at least cook Maggi. Or if you can't do that, at least eat fruits and vegetables, something. But avoid outside food, because that will affect your emotions. Because the people who are cooking in the hotels, they cook with a lot of anxiety. Okay, I have to finish it quick. And they are going through so much pain. Maybe you don't know what is happening in their family. A lot of poverty, suffering, misery, all those things they are keeping in their head, and they are cooking it. That will get transferred to you. Why you wanted to entertain all those things? That's why food is like prasad. When we go to temple, we get it. So that's how it should be, like a holy water, holy food. Are you understanding?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It means a lot. Yes.
So you can also, especially both Shilpas, while you're cooking, please give intention that with this food is going to make my children happy, peaceful. My husband is going to be really peaceful with this food. Give an intention. With this food,
Okay,
our
ma'am.
relationship is going to be really joyful. We have a lot of fun. So give
Yes, yes.
intention. Intention is everything. If you don't give intention, nothing will work. Intention is like an observer effect, focused. So your atoms, your cells, your nervous, neurons, everything focused on one thing. 17 seconds is more than enough to manifest. If you're focused enough, 17 seconds. So that is the power that we have. So you're all clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Learned
Yes.
a lot? Learned a lot?
Yes,
Learned a lot.
yes, ma'am. Today we learnt a lot, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Feeling good?
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
feeling, ma'am. Very nice.
Okay, so be grateful for this and be excited for more and more like this. Yes, I'm so grateful for this wisdom. And I'm super excited for more and more, and I want to learn. See, this looks very simple, but very, very powerful. I observe when I cook my own food, I love to cook. 99% of the time, I only eat my food. No matter what. I really don't entertain anybody to cook for me. I don't like it to eat. Even if I go to relatives' house also, I cook my own food and I eat it because I feel good. I will tell, okay, I will help you. Don't worry, you come out, I will cook. So why? Because it energizes. I don't want to get their misery or struggles coming into my life. So give priority for your food, give priority for your water, give priority for everything. And even in Bhagavad Gita also they say, you should not use others' clothes as well, others' chappal as well. Why? That energy we will get it. We
Yes.
unnecessarily, spoil our life. So, people look, it's a hygiene thing. It's not only hygiene thing, but it is energy. I don't believe even giving a shake hand is also not right. Not only for the hygiene thing, but
Yes, yes.
the energy that we have, we will get transferred. So the hug system, the
Yes,
shake
true.
hand system, so it has to be avoided. People feel, oh, it's just all posh and it's modern. So avoid. We don't want to be posh, we don't want to be modern, but we want to protect our energy. So our aura, our energy must be careful and protected. Then only we can live our life very easily. Otherwise, we unnecessarily attract others' problem into our life. Why we need to entertain? Nothing we will get it in touching and hugging, and nothing will get it. So just protect yourself like this. Use namaste. That looks so good, so
Yeah.
professional.
Indian culture. Indian culture is
Yes,
good, ma'am.
very
Always.
much Indian culture. No matter if other people think that he or she is so traditional, let them think. We don't worry. What people think about us, it's none of our business. We only care about our wellness. Yeah? Learned a lot?
Yes, ma'am.
How
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
feeling?
Learned a lot.
Having a mentor in life, not having a mentor in life, what is the difference? Guys?
Yeah, mentor gives us a right path, ma'am. Always. It is. It is
Mentor is
awesome.
important in our life, ma'am.
Yeah. These are the small things which I've learned from my gurus and which I love to follow it. Then the moment I started following it, it actually had a huge impact in my life. So the small things like cooking, we feel lazy to cook, or we feel like ordering. Instead of getting ordered 30 minutes, 40 minutes, within that time, we can easily cook upma. Very simple. So I feel, or I cook a ragi dosa sometimes. It's so simple. It is available in our house, and we can put some pickle or chutney, podi, something, and it is easy. Why we need to depend so much on external environment to, make our life easy, where it is there in our hands. So if we can remove that little ignorance, we need to be conscious. We need to be really, really cautious. how it is going to impact my life. Do I really need that misery? Do I really need to go through their suffering? If you feel, okay, I don't want it, you become active. Your laziness will go. Why I stretch food? Food is very, 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 very important. Because I see my mood swings everything. When I eat someone else's food, my mood will get disturbed, my mind get disturbed, my emotion feels disturbed, my vibration is get disturbed. Nothing is in a rhythmic manner. But when I eat my own food, I feel absolutely good. So that's how we need to be. That's why spiritual people, they love to be in the spiritual group only. Why? It's easier, it's joyful. Otherwise, we get disturbed everywhere. So let's not get disturbed. Let's not make our life messy. Make our life really, really easy, peaceful, and joyful, right? And what Dr. Joe Dispenza also says that as a whole, we need to manifest. Whole is the soul doesn't need money to feel good. It is our ego. It is your mind. Want suffering. Your ego always want to keep you in thinking, think about the past or the future. It wants drama. It wants suffering. Your mind needs that. Your ego needs that. Whereas your soul absolutely peaceful and happy. Once you get into connect with your soul, once you feel whole, even without money, without the materialistic things, you don't need anyone, anything to make you feel and whole and complete. So you feel that inner bliss, inner joy, ecstasy, arousal, whatever you call it. And with that place, creation is easy. But if you feel like cause and effect, which is Newtonian model, that okay, something I need to feel good only if I see something. Okay, money, relationship, that's an old model. First thing is, okay, I'm gonna feel good because I know it's already created here and it will definitely happen and I feel good. Then it will happen immediately. It is easy. That's the wholeness. When we are living in a wholeness, we feel absolutely relaxed and joyful, and the creation becomes easy. Are you all understanding, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any manifestations you want to share? Any manifestations that you guys have?
Ma'am, I have one. Actually, I was manifesting for a headphone from long time. And today my husband booked me for it. And that also two.
Congratulations.
So
You didn't write
yeah.
it in a manifestation rockstar
Yeah,
book?
today I'm sharing it today, ma'am. I'm writing it. I'll share
Good,
it.
good. I'm so
Right.
happy for you, Shilpa. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes, thank you.
Great. So like this, we need to notice the small ones, the little ones. It could be coffee, free coffee. It could be chocolate, ice cream, flowers, anything. See, we as a soul, we know, right? When someone is not well in their last days, if they are drinking water, we feel it is a miracle. If they are walking, we feel it is a miracle. If they're eating, oh, they ate breakfast. Oh, they ate one idli. Okay, one fruit, one juice. Now you are able to eat so much. You're able to digest very well. How much grateful you should be for this body. And when you are receiving a rose from someone, when you are receiving something, and people are helping you to lead a wonderful life, your soul journey, husband, children, people around you, how much grateful you must be? You tell me.
Yes.
We are ignoring that. Oh, we just take it everything for granted. We take everything for granted. That is where the problem comes. And I wanted to take everything, every single thing as a count. Okay? Right. Thank you so much for
Yes.
sharing. And thank you so much for giving opportunity to guide you. I feel wonderful. I feel really blissful and blessed to guide you, whatever the wisdom that I have, and happy to share with you for your transformation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Take care.